CEOs look to him for advice. Small businesses thrive under his coaching. He is the world's foremost expert on human development.
And he's here for your best self, Dr. Bob Wright. Can you please welcome to the stage Doctors Judith and Bob Wright?
Hi. Hey, hello.
Hello, thank you. Thank you.
We want to welcome you to unleashing your power, your potential, and possibilities by tapping the power of your inner dragon.
And starting out, if you're willing to have a great seminar, raise one hand. If
you're willing to risk and learn, raise both hands.
If you're willing to have a great year, stand up.
If you're committed to having a great year, jump.
Now, if the height of that jump determines what you're going to get out of this special event, how many of you would like to jump again?
Well, if the height and the effort you put into that jump is the extent of the success and satisfaction you're going to have this entire year, how many of you want to jump again?
Well, we're not going to have you jump again, so you better pay close attention, because we're not going to do that, but have you learn the things that will help you jump into a greater life the rest of your life. Sit down, please.
So if you're ready to work and get the most out of this, take your seat and let's get going.
Well, we are so honored to be here. I want to thank all of you for the way that you put your hearts and your souls into the magic of special events for the people that you care about.
Well, you know, not only magic, but you create miracles in a profession that demands perfection. It's like you live under extreme pressure and everybody expects excellence from you.
If a baseball player gets on base 1 out of every 3 times they come up to bat, that puts them in the Hall of Fame. But if you did that, you'd be without a job.
Whether you provide entertainment, media, staging, catering, general event production, nothing less than perfection is expected out of all of you, all of the time.
And how many of you get stressed out by the number of people you have to please? Raise those hands, because yeah, okay, great. Well, and the worst part of it is that some of them aren't pleasable.
Right. And how many of you have had this experience where you have these hyper-nervous people, and these clients or customers, or even people you're working with, vendors, and they're hyper-nervous and they're dumping their anxiety all over you? How many of you know that one? Yeah.
Well, not only do they do that, but they change the schedule on you. They change the elements of the event at the last minute, making it 10 times harder for you to do. You pull it off, it goes great, and they still complain that the food was a little too salty.
Or the napkins weren't the right color. Find something to pick at this beautiful job that you've done.
So, you are doing what you do because you are good.
And what we're talking about today is how you can take the goodness that you already are and you already do and continually get better and to have more fun and more satisfaction and more fulfillment while you're doing that great job that you already do.
And even transforming yourself as you do this great job and getting more out of this special event.
We've been blessed to coach and train people who do major convention electronic displays for some of the largest world's corporations.
We coach entertainers, DJs, international event producers.
We've trained caterers and sales. We've produced a fair number of events ourselves with Nobel Prize winners and the CEOs of some of the world's largest corporations.
We know that the core to your success is your excitement, your enthusiasm, and caring for other people's enjoyment, satisfaction, and success.
And today we're focusing on one key to your success: your personal satisfaction, your fulfillment, your transformation.
No matter how successful we are, we yearn for more.
And we know that deep inside every one of us and every one of you are resources beyond anything that you could have tapped.
And we're going to show you what our research has revealed on how to tap it. Transformers are deeply in touch with their inner yearnings. They know that we yearn to touch and to be touched, to make a difference, to contribute. They don't get lost in goals. Their goals are just another way to fulfill the deeper yearnings that they have. The second step is they actually follow those yearnings into engagement. They have courage, they make mistakes, they do the things that other people don't do, and we all know that we've sat in meetings having thoughts that we didn't say, feelings we didn't express, things that we didn't take care of because we were afraid of being rejected. They yearn and engage. Once they yearn and engage, they revelate. They learn that we are all programmed. Neuroscience has very much nailed down, this isn't a debatable point anymore. We are all programmed largely by the time we're 7. Yeah, it's turning out Freud was right. He was wrong on a few things, but he was right about the programming. So they understand their programming and they begin to strategize their life to move beyond their programmed barriers into their possibilities, which takes them to the fourth phase. They liberate. They actually act on these yearnings consistently in a way that causes them to go to the next phase, which is to rematrix. Now, I want to say this. So when I yearn, I awaken the dragon. When I engage, I release the dragon. When I revelate, I harness the dragon. When I liberate, I ride the dragon. When I rematrix, I actually become that dragon. And the last phase that they engage in is they dedicate. They always pick something new to stretch them. Now, look at the engagement continuum. And it goes from unengaged to engaged. And it's going to show you how yearning can build up. So at the lowest level, we're just unconscious. We're going through the motions. We're asleep. Judith calls that my screen voice. When she's talking to me, and I say, huh? And she knows perfectly well I didn't digest. How many of you know that screen voice? Yeah, yeah. The male persuasion is better. At least we're more obvious in it. So you're out of it, you're asleep. The next level is I'm kind of sort of there. I'm on autopilot, but I can sound fairly polite and I can do what I've got to do. But I'm not risking anything at all. We're still on the non-transformational side at the next level. This is where I put opinions and thoughts about things. So I'm having activity. We may be working on a project together, but you're just the other person on the project with me. So you don't exist as an individual who is yearning into your life, and I don't either. We're just getting this project done. It isn't until we include our yearning that we really become engaged. So when we say engagement, we don't just mean flapping our jaws. We don't just mean doing a project. When we say engagement, we mean that there is some level of me being a little more me with you. So if I could tell you I felt hurt by something, or I'm excited about something, and then tell you why I'm excited and what it means to me, I'm starting to get there. At the next level, I'm more engaged. I have deeper engagement. We're truly nourishing each other. So you see, once I get engaged, I'm nourishing at least myself. Now, in deep engagement, we both have to be yearning. Now we're at a position where our yearning can actually lead to a part of me coming out that was never there before. We've got countless examples of people speaking up in business meetings and getting the raise that they never thought they'd get when they thought they were going to get fired for saying what they said. And I'm sure a few of you have had that. Deep engagement, we're both together. And at the highest level, we have a higher purpose. Transformative engagement requires you to be here with your yearning, me with my yearning, and we're doing it for a higher purpose, for the greater good. But you see that as human beings, just being understood would be enough. But if we can actually get together, and isn't that what we're all here for? You know, can we really just wish the best for each other and turn this special event into a super transformational event? And we've got an assignment for you that is incredibly useful for networkers and other people that we've worked with. So if you're willing to accept this assignment, it's the host assignment. Now, you all do this for a living, but this is a slightly different thing because you're not doing it for an event. But when you meet somebody, you do what a good host would do on the right side of the transformational continuum, is you host people and see how they're doing, what they want, what they're getting. And you take responsibility for everyone you talk to getting the most out of things. You automatically are going to touch, and you will be touched because they will be interested in serving you. You will serve, and you will be served, more likely. You know, there's no guarantee on this, but this host assignment is a great way to tap your own yearning, to tap other people's yearning, and for you to engage, and for you to discover possibilities and go places in conversations you never would have gone.